Hello and welcome back to CEO.CA's Inside the Boardroom. Today I'm excited to be joined by Andrew Chubb, CEO and Director of Awalé Resources. They trade on the venture exchange under the ticker ARIC. Andrew, how are you doing today?
Hi James, pleasure to be here for the first time.
Yeah, fantastic. And I understand you were at Beaver Creek last week. How did the conference go for you?
Really good for us. A lot of interest. I think we ended up with 45, 46 meetings over the few days. So I'm a bit croaky, but really positive for Awalé, I think.
Oh, no worries. I guess that's a sign of a job well done at the show. I want to kick things off today with maybe a bit of background on the Odienné Project. Can you tell our viewers maybe how did you originally acquire this asset and what's the work that's been done to date?
Yeah, so we picked up Odienné in a joint venture with a local partner back in it was back in 2016, 2017, just pre listing of Awalé at the end of 2017. So we started off with it was not the flagship project at the time, and we started off with early exploration, and it has now become the flagship for the company. Yeah, and we're very much project focused on Odienné now, and we've organically pegged more ground in the district subsequent to taking up that local or buying out a local partner.
Okay, excellent. So you've had some really impressive results this year. Can you tell us a bit about the grades that you've been seeing over the last 6 months and maybe what your kind of exploration and development strategy is there at the moment?
Yeah, sure. So we have had some fantastic results, but it's across. The thing is, it is across multiple targets. So we've got some very high grade targets in Charger and Empire as well, and then we have the BBM discovery, which is a little bit more along the lines of your 1.5 to 3 gram sort of intervals that we've been drilling at BBM. But the key thing is that those targets are interconnected or part of the same system, and that's what has been leading us along this iron oxide copper gold path for the model for the district, and we're really excited about where we're going, and that is partially what brought in Newmont as a joint venture partner as well.
Okay, great. I mean, let's talk a bit more about that JV and I guess your cap table, strong insider holding. ORCAP as well, another key shareholder. Walk us through maybe how this cap table came to be and what the structure of the joint venture is.
Sure. So Newmont came in and joint ventured on 2 of the properties out of the package. So they're joint ventured on roughly 1/3. Okay. But they're earning in on those properties, but they've also taken equity in Awalé, and they're currently sitting at 11%. And then that started in mid-2022, and then last year ORCAP came in May. We went through a lot of change during that period. That's when I took over as CEO. So initially I was the technical lead for the company, but with the ORCAP raise I took over as CEO, and we've I guess timing's everything. We've really pushed along with some fantastic results from Charger and BBM. Just as I'd finished sort of cleaning up the company and where we are. So yeah, it's really nice. 57 meters at 26 grams is pretty fantastic, and that's what shot the company through the roof.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, that was certainly a stellar result, and there have been lots of good results since. I guess looking ahead, what can people expect in terms of Newsflow? Are there still results pending? Are you still drilling at the moment? Give us a sense of what the next 3 to 6 months holds.
Yeah, so it's wet season right now, very wet, but we should be up and running with drilling, mid to late October. So we've got budget to keep drilling for the rest of the year or throughout the dry season. And out of the current drilling that we finished just before wet season kicked in, we've still got 6 holes to report. So there's 4 holes from Charger and 2 holes from BBM to report. And the follow-up, those results we'll be getting as follow-up from those initial intercepts around March. We're really happy with the way they're looking and being able to grow the size and understanding the geometry of BBM and Charger it's really coming together nicely.
Okay, fantastic. Well, looking forward to seeing those remaining 6 holes. You mentioned you're funded for the next drill season. Walk us through the state of the treasury at the moment. So you're funded through 2025, is that correct?
Yeah, absolutely. So we've got the joint venture with Newmont on 2 of the properties, so they fully fund that exploration. So no Awalé dollars get spent on that. It's Newmont earning in. And so we've spent $7 million of a $15 million, this is US dollars, of a $15 million US dollar earn-in. And so, we're expecting a healthy budget. We've still got budget for the rest of this year and a healthy budget for 2025 from Newmont. And then in May, we raised 11.5 million Canadian dollars for Awalé, which is being allocated to, or we've started spending on our 100% Awalé properties with that money. So we're developing greenfields pipeline targets on the Awalé 100% properties, whilst we're working on the managing the Newmont joint venture. So they fund, we implement and also plan all the programs and things like that as well. Okay,
fantastic. You mentioned that sort of wet season in Ivory Coast at the moment. Walk us through Ivory Coast as a jurisdiction. So what's it like to operate there? How mining friendly is it? What are your costs like?
So mining friendly jurisdiction. There's been many mines developed in sort of the last decade. They had a change in their regulatory system for mining in 2012. And that actually brought in a lot more international investment in mining, which has been great for the country. But alongside that, Ivory Coast has a strong economy. It's had excellent growth for the last 10 years, GDP growth. And that's based on agriculture, mining, and also oil and gas. So it's sort of got a diverse economy, and so it's a good political jurisdiction to be working in, and logistically it's like where we are. It's in the north of the country, so even though we do have a wet season for sort of roughly 3 months, for the rest of the year it's quite dry, and easy access. We can actually fly our crew in. There's 3 flights, 3 flights a week from Abidjan. So the guys that actually, the Ivorian team that lives that way, they fly in and out. And then we've got, a lot of local people in the district working with us as well. So it's really quite a good place to be operating.
Okay, fantastic. I think just to wrap up, looking ahead, through next year and maybe even beyond, what can people expect in terms of milestones? You're de-risking this project, growing the size of the resource you're seeing there. I know that you brought on some new technical people as well to kind of turbocharge that growth.
That's right. So
walk us through the vision there.
Yeah, for sure. So I mean, so with the financing in May, that will enable us to work the 100% Awalé ground, as well as, but we need to keep managing the joint venture, and we're expecting, as I mentioned, significant financing from Newmont. So we've brought in some really excellent people in John Scott, Kermit Nurmohamed, and Andrew Smith. They're really, I call them mine finders. They're very good geologists, and so that will give us the ability to sort of drive the brownfields plus pipeline exploration on the joint venture, alongside driving our 100% Awalé exploration as well. And we're building the Ivorian team with that. So there are new hires coming in with the Ivorian team. So over the next sort of 12 to 18 months, there'll be a significant amount of drilling. We'll start doing geophysics on our 100%, flying geophysics on our 100% ground. There'll be a lot of action over the next 12 to 18 months. And so I think we're already a significantly de-risked junior explorer with the discoveries we've made. And we'll just continue that process through drilling out our discoveries and working on, pipeline as well.
Okay, fantastic. Well, congratulations on continued great results at Awalé. Look forward to seeing those results that are still pending Andrew, thanks so much for joining us today.
Yeah, thank you very much. It was a pleasure to be here.